So My Hero Academia Vigilantes episode 2 is teasing what's it going to look like once we really get going and we get to see what heroes can look like in this world when there's no rules holding restrictions over their head. Of course, the main show kind of tease stuff with this, like, an anti-hero like Stain and characters like that. But the fact that there are rules and laws and regulations that prevent heroes from just saying, hey, general thief who might have been stealing a purse, you can't break their face to the point that it swells up that it looks like a butthole. But a character like Knuckle Duster, who the only person he answers to is himself, he'll take brass knuckles to a baby's face if he thinks that baby's shooting up some evil drug to turn them into the Hulk. And I'm really interested because while this is still small in comparison to where I think it could go, this show could get brutal AF. Like, they could go insane. And if they commit to that long term, we could see a side of the My Hero Academia world that we wouldn't be able to see in the normal show because we're following characters who are training to be by the law. So the characters that go against the law are typically characters we're fighting against. But by following vigilantes, I mean, if you... The thing that I think a lot of, like, more casual superhero fans don't know is, like, the stuff that a character like a Batman will do is insane. People like to joke about stuff like the Arkham games, like, oh man, Batman probably just broke that guy's back coming. He's like, yeah, he didn't kill that guy, but he wished he was dead. It's why, like, when you really see a proper vigilante style hero or story, like, sometimes, like, you want to have the ability to say, I kind of understand why the cops want to arrest them. Like, even I'm questioning maybe they're going too far. And I hope they commit to that. But if not, we still are getting a very good My Hero Academia story with incredibly designed characters. The powers are really fun. Hell, we got the Crawler now. I mean, he's no longer nice guy. It's gonna be good. Now, of course, we do got those full live reactions over on my Patreon. If you want to support my work, see my full thoughts on this My Hero Academia greatness, gonna be over there exclusively. So, I loved episode 2 probably even more than the first episode, and I really liked the first episode. I think it started off more interesting than even the main show, and if they commit to this, because it's a short, sweet, to-the-point story, it's not something that's gonna last 10 seasons. It's probably gonna be like 4 or 5 course, maybe, most. It's a relatively short series. And because they have a smaller cast rather than a couple dozen they have to work with, they can really put some time and attention on characters like Knuckle Duster or the Crawler or Pop Step, right? And really flesh them out. And I think the fact that they're so vastly different but simple, you have a girl who can bounce, a guy who slip and slides across the damn globe, and Batman. Guy doesn't even have abilities, but does he need them with Knuckle Dusters like that? Probably not. And I'm really excited. I think they did a really good job, and I complimented it last week that the 3 goons that jumped us, I love their designs. I also love the designs in this episode. There's literally X-Men characters this week. Initially, I was like, oh, that guy kind of looks like Wolverine. And then I'm like, wait a second, that guy kind of looks like Cyclops. Oh, that's literally Wolverine and Cyclops. Like, the character designs are completely a reference to them, and I love that. It's just, it was so fun. And I like the fact, too, that while I don't think Knuckle Duster is going to, like, chill anytime soon, I thought last week was a good, like, hey, like, maybe he'll slowly learn that he can't just throw punches every time he thinks someone's suspicious. Unfortunately, if you wanted to teach this man a lesson, the person he immediately swung for turned out to be a bad guy. His figures weren't figures, they were just, like, it kind of reminded me of children's shampoo that are, like, designed like superheroes and stuff, and you take off their head and that's how you pour the soap out. Except here, that's how we inject our steroids. He ain't ever gonna stop. Like, he's gonna see a baby give him side-eye and say, wait a second, I don't trust that baby. Just smack it. That's the type of character we're dealing with, man. He has some anger issues. And I love the fact that we have Eraserhead who, like, is throwing hands with him. And then he's like, wait a second, you don't have powers? And we're good then. Like, you're not up. But here's the thing. Also don't quite trust you. It's gonna be so fun, though. Like, we have characters who are literally vigilantes, and they're already teasing the fact that the cops are like, what the like, that guy's face, far too much, like, that looked like someone who went overboard. And it's easy to say from our perspective, yeah, but look at, they're doing some crazy Attack on Titan level destruction. But, like, at a certain point, like, think of all the stories that you've seen, and everyone's seen them. where a character is continuously punching and, they have to pull him back like, stop, they're already on the ground defeated. Knuckle Duster doesn't have that. They're just kind of standing there like, should we do something, or are we just gonna let him wear himself out? We are dealing with the drunken uncle with too much damn strength. This man spends his night watching TV and drinking, and then beating people up throughout the day. It's funny, man. So, old Crawler is doing a little better these days than he was last episode. God, was he I saw so many people meme his abilities last week, and I couldn't even argue against it. I mean, he barely went faster than a bicycle. It turns out, didn't need no thrusters in his ass, like I thought. Because honestly, if you give him thrusters, you could see how he would be a much more effective character. Turns out he just needed to believe in himself a bit more, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, naturally, if your ability is you're touching the ground to glide, you probably can't go too fast without completely ripping. Like, obviously you could build Callus up and it would help, but even with like generic gloves, like, it's not going to be enough. So like having proper gloves, and also, oh shit, she's going to die if I don't push myself, surpassing what you think your limits are, makes total sense. And I'm glad they didn't beat around the bush. Like, either A, you got to give this guy equipment quickly, which probably would take longer because they're underground vigilantes characters. They don't really have the resources like a school or a professional organization would. Yeah, you could go down the road of, back alley shit, which could be cool. But the idea that he actually could go faster, and now that he has a little body armor, some proper gloves, he'll be able to like build into it. So while he knows how to use his ability already, it almost is like, okay, you can swim, but there's a difference swimming in the ocean versus swimming in the deep end of a pool, right? So now he's a little stumbling. He's still trying to find his groove and momentum, but it's pretty good. But that's what I'm excited for this show, is you had a damn good episode, as per usual with My Hero, but especially with Vigilantes, they're cooking really well. But the idea of heroes with no limits, because that's kind of like, people argue, well, are they really heroes if they're vigilantes? And I mean, it depends. The cops will probably say they're villains, they're just not following the law, so they're the bad guys. And some people will say, oh, they're heroes who get the job done in ways the laws doesn't allow. At the end of the day, these vigilantes are really going to show what happens when our central characters aren't, maybe supporting characters that kind of work with us. Like, these are our protagonists, and to see how far they'll be willing to go in pursuit of law could be frighteningly brutal, and I'm excited for that. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of episode 2? Are you liking it as much as me? Do let me know. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on my Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Annette, AI 740, Grant Ferris, Gun Bunny, and we also have Dan Yang. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.